Hello everyone. So we're doing panel card arrangement and component, which is a bit of a misnomer because panel cards are components, but we'll learn that later. All right. So a component is a part of the newer version of Epicor, which is called Kinetic. And instead of customizations, which is what we used to do on the old Epicor, now you have to do everything through App Studio. So in Application Studio, you'll see here that all of the things on this form, the boxes, everything in a dotted line is a component. We're going to talk more about it, but to find it, this is going to be your App Studio design layer, and you're going to be finding them under Toolbox Components. So essentially, a component is the tools that Epicor gives you now through Application Studio to edit all of these forms, anything that's an entry, a tracker, anything that displays your data that isn't a report. So a component requires properties. So when we talk about a component, it'll need basic properties in order to work. So for this one, you can see that this is our component, and then when we go over to the properties tab on here, you'll need basically an ID, a label text. Every single one is going to need that. And then sometimes they'll need data, sometimes they won't, but you'll see that under data. We're not going to talk too much about properties today because we have another presentation on properties. But you'll need those to basically make it work. And then there are much more complex ways that components work through behaviors, rules, events, and complex data views, things like that. Once again, all of those are going to be additional presentations later on. How do you know what a component requires? So there's about 54 components, unique components. So it's helpful to go to this handy dandy reference guide that tells you exactly what a component might require. So if you go to your Epicor help menu, which is right here, type in components, you'll find this component reference and examples. You click on that, it'll take you to this page right here, components, reference, and examples. It will give you every component if you scroll down this list. They are all clickable. And then if you go to one, it'll tell you what this component is, what are all its key properties, and what it does. So that's one way to get some of your your questions answered on specific components. So that's just basically what a component is. Now let's talk about the nesting structure that is Application Studio. So when we talk about Application Studio, we talked last week just in a general sense about the forms, the layers, the pages, and the layout designer. So forms, once again, are those entries, those tracker screens, so like customer entry, order entry, job tracker, all of those are called forms. You customize those by going to that form, clicking on the overflow menu, going to Application Studio, and then creating your own layer. We talked about that last week. Then within that layer, you have those pages that you can choose from. Once again, we talked about that last week. So once you get into the page, that's when we deal with our components. So within those pages, there's 3 levels of components, although you can just do a container component in some cases, or you can just do container in a lower level, or a container and organizer and a lower level. But essentially, this is how they're nested. First, you have the container components and non-container panels. You have the organizer components, which can be optional, and then the lower level components. I understand that this is confusing, but we will talk about it more in the next slide. Okay, so this is an example, how we had looked at that customer form. This would be a panel. You can see here with these dotted lines. That's the outline of that panel. So that is a container component, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But inside that, you can see is nested right here. This one is an organizer component. So they call it a container. It's obnoxious, but it's a container box, but it's an organizer component. And then you can nest 2 organizer components into each other. So there's a 1 column. It's also a second level. So that's nested inside of another one. And then the lower level component down here, which is a text box, that one is nested into all 3. So you can see that there's different arrangements, different layouts that you can create based on the different levels. In terms of exactly how you want to do your layouts, we're going to have 2 more lunch and learns. So there will be a layout management and sizing, as well as design for different UI devices. These are subject to change. Obviously, lunch and learns can be moved or changed or canceled, but we will be discussing these items and issues if you have more questions later. And as you can see here, this is that customer. So this is the customer detail of customer entry. This is what it looks like on the Application Studio side. Okay, so let's first talk about that first level of encapsulation. You need to have a container component to start. So a container component is a panel or a group box. So these are all of the options you have for that. So there's a panel card stack, a group box, a panel card, and a panel card grid. There's also a panel card Gantt. Now, all of those are containers because they can hold another component within them. There is a panel level non-container component. So a GL control panel can just go on the form without anything else needed. So it doesn't have to be nested into something, but there isn't any place to put any additional components. So you can't put like buttons in the header or anything like that. But there's panel card stack, which is an expandable container, so it can hold multiple panel cards, and we'll show you that in a second. A group box, that's probably the most flexible. It's just an empty container just to put your wildest dreams into. We'll talk about that. A panel card, that's kind of the bread and butter of Application Studio. You'll see those more than anything else on there. They're the ones I'll show you. And then a panel card grid is essentially a panel card, but the only thing that can go into the body is a grid. So like a data table, sort of like your output for a dashboard, kind of those columns. That's what the body will look like. But you can add components into the header that can interact with the body of the panel card grid. Panel card Gantt, it's going to work the same way as the grid, where the Gantt will be filled in, and then you can put stuff in the headers. So first we'll talk about the panel card stack. So you can nest multiple panel cards into a single group, which creates like clickable tabs at the top. This formatting is a lot like the old Epicor, where they put them into tabs instead of everything being its own panel. It could be nice if you have a lot of panel cards in a certain form and you want to nest them together in a way that's less bulky. In order to do that, you're going to be using your properties. It would be under here, you would click which panels within this entire details you want to nest. And you can see here, selected them, and they're in this nice little row here up at top. I would be careful with this. I have seen this get corrupted if you have multi-layer customizations and then people have personalizations. So there's something about it. I had a customer that had 2 layers of personalization or 2 layers of customization, and they were personalizing it where they were trying to move around other panels just for that one personalization, and it corrupted like an entire panel. But yes, so you can use panel card stacks as a way to put things together. Let's go to group box. So group boxes are very flexible. They're just a blank box you can see here. No header, no footer. You can add basically almost every single component type into this box or other containers, or you can add that. You can also add a group box inside of another container type. So inside of a panel card or inside of a group box. So you can put a group box inside of a group box inside of a group box if you just start feeling crazy. These are all certain things you can do with a group box. And you can see here that when you label your group box, you'll see it in the list when you go to your form. So a group, if you have multiple panels and you want to keep them all into one tab here on your details, it might be a great way to do that. Okay, panel card. You see this one all the time in Epicor. So you can see this little arrow that can expand or close up with the name. This is on a lot of your entry forms. So you'll have a body here and a header here that you can put you can put buttons, you can put other components, and then you can put all sorts of components into the base of the panel. You can see here that you have your ID and your title. Here you can see your title is going to be the label up at the top, and it's going to show in your form list here. And every time you do a panel card, you're going to need a basic ID and a title. Okay, panel card grid. This one's fun. Use this one to display like a data table, a BAQ. You can use it instead of a dashboard. So you can put your dashboards right into your forms instead of having them as separate menu items. For this one, your basic properties are you're going to need an ID, a label, and then you're going to have a data view. Now, there are certain data views, tables, things like that that might already exist. In this case, this was a BAQ I created. You'll need events for that, but we're not talking about that today because that's going to be another presentation. So a panel card grid additional option, additional properties is that you can also add components to the header to interact with the data. So when you previously had dashboards, you can have filter buttons up at the top, drop downs, checkboxes, text box that maybe you enter into and it filters the data. So it can be a good alternative to a dashboard. Okay, organizer components. They are the second level of encapsulation. They host other components, but they need to be hosted as well. So an organizer component can go inside of a panel card. So like a container can go inside of a panel card or a group box, but a container cannot just go out in the form without anything else outside of it. Typically, these hold the lower level components. It gives you a better way to organize them. So you can also use a group box as a container, but you can do a 1 column or a 2 column or a container. So those are the 4 organizer, but group boxes also a first level container. And then a container, the 1 column, 2 column are obviously you can put multiple components into a single column. 2 columns, it would be obviously 2 columns, and then container is extremely flexible. Now there's a lot of stuff about like 50%, 100% widths, sizing, heights, things like that, but we'll talk about all of that when we do our layout, lunch and learn. We want to just go generally over it today. So lower level components are going to be your essentially where your data is. So it's going to be your read and writes of your data. There's 54 different components, so we're not going to go over all of them, but we're going to go over at least the most commonly used. So let's go over the most common ones that are typically used. So there's buttons, there's radio buttons, checkboxes, text box, combo box, grid, and address format. So a button is going to look like this. When you search for it in that tools, it's going to look like this on your form. You probably have already seen these in Epicor being used. For a button, you're going to need an event that is going to be connected somehow to your button. Once again, we're going to not talk about events or properties today. There's a whole nother presentation for that. A radio button, that's when you can choose one condition out of multiple. As you click it, it will on-check whatever was there before and check the new item. So it's going to look like this in the component search. It's going to look like this on your form. Checkbox, that's obviously your bit, so that's your true or false. You can have a group of checkboxes with multiple trues allowed versus the radio button, which is just a single condition or a single choice for multiple conditions. Checkboxes can be used for UD fields that have bit as their format. Text box, currency box, and numeric box, that is to display or enter data. This is kind of what you see everywhere in Epicor. You choose the right one based on what format of data you're looking to link it to. This is obviously what you use a lot for UD fields. Okay, and then combo box, that's going to be your drop down. So you can see here, it's going to look like this in the search, and then you can see one here that Epicor already had where you can select from multiple items. Okay, grid, that's going to be the same as your panel card grid that we discussed earlier, but it's instead just the grid element, so you can add it into any of the other containers or organizers that we talked about earlier. And then the address format, so this is, you can display address by multiple formats, so they give you that tool itself to do that.